It looks like we have a new earthquake record that was put into place here recently as this new swarm of quakes have broke loose in Northern California over the past 2 weeks. You're talking a total amount of 408 small quakes that have struck the East Bay City. This is almost 4 times the amount of quakes that took place in 2003. And it's done so in half the time period. Most of the quakes clocking in at a magnitude ranging from 2 to 3. And in the past, these swarms that have popped up like the one in 2003 saw 120 earthquakes over 31 days. The largest clocking in at a 4.2. Before that, in 1990, it says in Alamo, there were 351 earthquakes over 42 days, the largest being a 4.4. The current swarm tops both of those numbers. Now they're saying these are happening roughly 5 miles underground, and they're too small to be felt by most people, and that they are kind of in the midst of a window where they are overdue for a big quake. They're saying that it's been since 1860 since there's been a decent quake in this area, and they're saying that a magnitude 6.7 or greater sits at just 8% in terms of the odds of it happening. Why are they happening is the big question. They seem to not know. And if they do, they're not telling us. One thing's for sure, they're saying that these swarms are beginning and then they just abruptly cut off and stop rather quickly. So they have their own kind of odd characteristic tied into this swarm. And I'm going to research a little bit more about the happenings of what's going on above ground, maybe even some fracking in the area. Who knows what could be setting the swarm off? Because if anything like that is going on, those local companies would be paying the scientists and seismologists to keep their mouths shut, just like we witnessed in Oklahoma, till it's now gotten out of hand. It's gotten so bad that they're having to do something about it. Everyone's speaking out about it. They're getting stronger. There's more quakes in these swarms, and as I talked about with Oklahoma, in the little town of Cushing, where there's only 10,000 people, this area was labeled a top priority when it came to security threats for our country after 9/11. The reason being, the amount of oil and product stored above ground in those tanks. And since then, it's swelled to like 6 times the amount that's sitting there. And the swarms continue, and they're saying it's definitely from the fracking. So yet to be seen what's causing these quakes, but there's a lot of them. A lot of small ones. 408 sets the record here. And I'll keep you guys posted if I see any more swarms or an uptick in earthquake activity. It's been Dabu7.